What's up, everybody? I'm Matt.
And I'm Beth.
And today we're going to be reviewing the interior in the 2024 Mitsubishi Outlander. And in particular, this is the fully loaded plug-in hybrid SEL Premium. And so, as far as this interior, a lot of it is based on the Nissan Rogue. They have a partnership with Nissan. So a lot of the switchgear and the menus on the screen, which is all a Nissan screen, that all is going to feel familiar to the Rogue. But I mean, this interior is really plush and I think makes a good first impression with, you know, the diamond quilting and the contrast stitching and leather and all that.
Yeah, and definitely for the price, I think just the looks of it is definitely well worth it.
Yeah, that's true. So these start around $41,500 for the plug-in hybrid, and then this one fully loaded is just under $52,000, which for a plug-in hybrid is kind of middle of the pack. But I mean, compared to like a RAV4 Prime, which is the same money basically, I mean, this has, you know, massaging seats here. I mean, yeah, the quilting and everything. It definitely looks a lot classier than a RAV4 Prime interior.
Yeah, and I think the RAV4 Prime is definitely a lot more rugged than this. This is a little bit more luxurious feeling for sure.
Yeah, so it'll come down to your personal preference, I guess, with, you know, design and stuff. But anyway, the first thing, sitting down in these seats here, I love these seats. They are like so soft and comfortable, but yet they have nice bolstering. So someone who likes a sportier vehicle, these actually hug me in nicely. And so, I don't know, they're just kind of like the perfect blend of all the things I like in a seat, to be totally honest, and to have it in a plug-in hybrid crossover is just a pleasant surprise. And then, you know, it's nice. They look great. They're also heated seats here, and no cooling. And cooling is something you do get, for example, in all of the plug-in hybrid competitors, not only the RAV4 Prime, but also the Kia and the Hyundais as well. And so the fact you don't have any cooled seats here is one downfall, but otherwise, you know, they have a massage function here with this SEL Premium package, which is actually a nice vigorous massage and better than I was expecting as well. And so I really like the seats.
And the good thing about the passenger is that they definitely get every single thing that the driver gets, even the massage function, which in most cars for the passenger is very much unheard of unless you're buying luxury. I really don't see this very often at all. You can adjust the height, and even that's a big plus for a lot of cars.
Yeah, they did a really good job on the seats, I think. Next to the steering wheel here in the Outlander, which is a fine wheel, not as impressive as the rest of the vehicle, but honestly still has a great 9-3 grip, and I like the perforation on the wheel here, and just a few buttons, not overly complicated or anything. Just a really nice wheel. The gauges here are great. Here in the plug-in hybrids, you get digital gauges as standard in all of them. That's kind of needed to help keep tabs on the battery and all the different adjustabilities that you need to have there for, you know, whether it's using the battery, using the engine, or whatever. And so it's kind of nice that it's dynamic like that. But it's a 12.3-inch display there, and you know, it's pretty logically arranged. It's the typical Nissan customization, which means you just have the center part in the middle there that you can scroll through a few different things there. It's a decent amount of adjustments there, but you know, it's a little busy also with all the information that's displayed, but once you get used to it, I think it's not bad. I like the graphics too. I think they look kind of cool with the fonts and all that. And so I think they're really great gauges. You also have a 10.8-inch head-up display here as well, which is something that, you know, you get on some of those very top trims like a RAV4 Prime, but some of the others like the Tucson and the Sportage don't even offer that, I don't think. So it's really nice to have a head-up display here as well. But coming over to the center of the dashboard here, you have a 9-inch touchscreen. Again, it is based on all the stuff you get in the Nissan, just reskinned a little bit with the colors and, you know, a few of the menus. But the great thing is it has wireless Apple CarPlay, wireless Android Auto, and you know, that all works well. And it's nice to have a little bit of what looks like metal on the volume and tune knobs.
But I will say, I feel like they could make them like 10 times smaller and have a bigger screen.
Yeah, I think there's definitely room for improvement, and that might be something we see, because we see with some of the newest Nissans, they do have a larger widescreen kind of display. Maybe that'll trickle down into the Mitsubishi here at some point as well. But, you know, all of the menus and stuff are pretty easy to handle, not too hard to work with. And if you go for an option package, not only in this fully loaded SEL, but even in an SE, you can get this Bose 10-speaker stereo as well. And sounds pretty good from the little bit of listening we've done so far. Otherwise, coming down, you know, so your basic climate controls here. By the way, this steering wheel is heated. You'll find the button for that there as well. And great, you have that. You also have a wireless charging pad, USB and USB-C jacks, and a normal power outlet there as well. And, you know, even like what you see, like, I think Mitsubishi actually has a nicer interior than the Nissan, where like the Nissan for this shifter, it's just all plastic, and here you have like some faux leather wrapping on it and some metal, you know, with the surround and all that, and even the drive mode selector. It actually feels nicer than the Nissan inside. They upgraded it beyond that. They took the basic bones there and made it even nicer. You also have some nice padding down by your knees here. It's really plush, and is, again, something you don't always get on some of the other competitors. It's just all very impressive with all that stuff.
But I will give it one ding for this ginormous piece of piano black plastic at your biggest touch point in the car. So that's not great. I wish they could have just finished it off with this carbon fiber looking plastic, and then it would have been good. But
yeah, or even like this aluminum would have been really nice to, you know, continue on over there. But I should have seen the piano black comment coming, because but it's definitely, it's a valid point that always gets crappy looking in short order. This car is like basically brand new. It has 424 miles on it, so that's why it actually looks decent here in this one so far, but it's not going to take long for that to look terrible. But otherwise, as far as storage spaces here in the Outlander, it's actually pretty good. So you have, you know, a nice bottle holder here in the doors with another little pocket. In the middle here, you just have 2 cup holders, and like I said, your other space is taken up by the wireless charging pad. But you do have these little slots here in the transmission tunnel area, which is nice, and then a center armrest, which again is so nice and plush. Really well done. And you open that up and you'll see a center console. It's a little shallower, but you know, nice to have nonetheless. I'd say there's definitely other competitors that do a better job of giving you more interior storage up front here. But, you know, I think honestly it's not bad. And just, again, even like the leather on the dashboard here and on the doors, I mean, it's so plush feeling. I'm just so impressed.
And it's also very clean looking too. It's not like super busy, because there are a lot of cars that have 10 different types of materials and it just is a little too much. This is just definitely very clean. Moving
on to the back seat here in the Outlander, it's a really good amount of space, honestly. I'd say it's right in line with most of the others. Actually, maybe slightly bigger than some of the others out there. So much so that it actually offers a very unusable third row, but I'll get to that in a second. But as far as the second row, with the seat slid all the way back, it does slide forwards and backwards. I'm 5'9", me sitting behind myself. I have about 3 to 4 inches of legroom to spare back there. It's another nice, really soft plush back seat. Like, it's almost uncanny how plush these seats are, and everything in this car is. But you mean, you have all kinds of other stuff, like there's slide up window shades, which you often don't get in other vehicles in this segment. There's a fold down center armrest with 2 cup holders built into it. You also have your own air vents there for the second row, and a little climate control area there as well. And I mean, they also have this beautiful panoramic roof to look out of, which is great. That's all part of an option package, again, of this basically fully loaded one. And there are also heated rear seats as well, which is, again, something that is a very rare upper trim kind of thing on some other competitors, but not all competitors even offer that. So I mean, it really seems like Mitsubishi went down the list, and like everything that everyone offered, they matched or exceeded. And really, it seems like they kind of, you know, gave 110% here with trying to come out with, you know, at least as far as feature content goes, they basically have everyone matched here. And then they went one step further, again, offering a third row, which basically no one else in the compact SUV segment does offer, aside from the Volkswagen Tiguan. But as far as plug-in hybrids, this is the only game in town, unless you want to go up to like a Kia Sorento plug-in hybrid, which is front-wheel drive only, or 1 or 2 others. But you know, this is kind of unheard of in the segment. But anyway, as far as that third row goes, it is really only a like last-ditch, worst-case scenario kind of third row. If you must transport an extra 1 or 2 very small people, you could do that there in that third row. But it's a jump seat at best. I mean, so, you know, even again, me being 5'9", I got back there, but the only way I was able to get back there is if the second row was slid so far forward that it was basically resting up against this seat back. So basically you couldn't have anyone sitting in the second row if I was actually in the third row. So again, you can imagine if you had a small child or something in that third row that fit, there's a way you could possibly do that. Or if you had a really short driver, really short second row passenger, and a really short third row passenger, if everyone was tiny in the car, you know, you could potentially, maybe in some world, fit 7 actual adults in here, but they'd all have to be really small. And then trunk space in the Outlander here is really good. It's the average kind of space you get in most other vehicles in this segment. Again, assuming you have that third row dropped. If you have that third row up, you know, you're going to have hardly any kind of space there. But, you know, good amount of space there nonetheless. But anyway, that's all of our thoughts here on the Outlander plug-in hybrid. Overall, yeah, I just think it's really impressive, the fact that it comes in, you know, in a competitive price point, gives you as much or more stuff than the competitors for the same or a little bit less money, I think is really impressive. And so yeah, I think they just knocked this interior out of the park, to be totally honest. But anyway, that's all of our thoughts here on the interior. Let us know your thoughts on it in the comments below. Please also leave a like and subscribe to keep these videos coming. And stay tuned for my driving review as well, where I'll talk about what it's like to drive, you know, how the plug-in hybrid thing is, how it's like to live with, and all that as well. Anyway, thank you all once again very much for watching, and we'll see you guys on the next one.
Take care.